Hi folks, Canadian Prepper here. So today I'm going to be discussing one of the first modifications that I've made to what I'm hoping will at some point be the ultimate practical prepping slash survivalist slash outdoor enthusiast truck. So let's get to it. So in a previous video I discussed the pros and cons of trucks versus SUVs for survival and preparedness needs. On the basis of my deliberations in that video, I've chosen to go the route of having a truck. I believe that there's far more versatility with a truck, and for the most part the truck that I've chosen, the Toyota Tacoma, has very comparable off-road capabilities. So if you don't think that a truck is as practical as an SUV, go and watch that video that I did on the topic. But I want you to quickly think about the Fort McMurray wildfire evacuees and how much more convenient it would have been in that situation to have a truck, which most people in Fort Mac do have, might I add, to just put as much stuff in as possible and get out of Dodge. Something you simply could not do with an SUV, at least not to the same capacity. I'm going to do an in-depth review on the truck itself at some point in the future, so stay tuned for that. But as a proud Jeep owner for many years, I became accustomed to having all my gear safely and securely stored underneath one roof. So I wanted to make a modification to this truck that would allow me to use the truck as it was intended to, but also allow me to compartmentalize and store immense amount of gear securely in the truck box. So a tonneau cover is a cover that covers the box of a truck. There's a lot of different tonneau covers you can get. Most of them are not very rugged. In fact, 90% of tonneau covers are not meant to have stuff stacked on top of them. But I needed something that I could do that. So I had a few criteria for what I was looking for. I needed something that was strong and pretty much bulletproof, while maybe not literally, possibly stop at 22. I needed something that I could put on myself and then of course easily remove if I needed to use the entire truck bed. I needed something that didn't require drilling holes or damaging the vehicle, just for practical purposes and resale value. I needed something that was weather resistant. I needed something that was built to last, and I needed something that could haul large loads on top. And not only that, I wanted something that would blend in to some degree and not just stand out like a sore thumb. And I came to the conclusion that the Diamondback really was the only option that met all of these criteria and in many ways exceeded it. Now I sent a message to the owner of the company and I told them about my mission to build the ultimate prepping truck. And to my surprise, the owner himself identified with the cause of preparedness and applauds the pursuit of those in the survivalist community. So it inspired some confidence within me to know that I was talking with somebody who thought the way I thought, and that this thinking perhaps was a factor in the development of this product. That this guy was thinking about building something that was meant to last a long time. Now when the semi pulled up to my house and dropped off the Diamondback cover, I didn't feel as good about a product since probably the Katana Boy 650. And I just had an amazing feeling about this product, and it just looks so sick on the truck. It's bloody awesome. So today I'm going to explain to you why I chose the Diamondback and why I sincerely, genuinely, authentically believe that it's the absolute ultimate truck box cover for survivalists and preppers. Now, contrary to what you see here, the Diamondback company does recommend that you add a window guard that they do sell onto your Diamondback if you're planning on mounting an ATV to the vehicle. It's not necessary per se. As you can see here, I have this ATV firmly lashed to the tie-down points, but it's going to give you a lot more peace of mind to know if you do go an inch too far, you're not going to go through your windshield. So the number one important aspect of this tonneau cover is that it secures all my gear from theft. There's 3/8-inch steel locking rods, powder-coated steel locks. There's galvanized steel rods that turn underneath the truck bed rails, and they securely hold that tonneau cover down. It's basically as strong as your tailgate lock. So now I can put my tools in there with the same degree of confidence that I would an SUV. The second most awesome thing about this is that it holds 1,600 pounds on top. When you stand on top of this thing, there is absolutely no bending whatsoever. It has this innovative design where there's these rectangular trusses underneath, but they provide extra structural support. So this thing can haul 2 quads. It basically has a higher payload than the Tacoma itself. Like Tacoma's payload is probably about 1,200 pounds maximum. So there's no way I'm ever going to be able to exceed the limit of what this thing can carry. Now the HD Diamondback cover is made of diamond plated aluminum, and this one has a rugged Line-X black powder coated finish. So the cover does come with 12 double bolted lashing points, which are very versatile and makes for a wide variety of lashing possibilities. Stainless steel locking hinges, it's powder coated steel locks, and it has a neoprene weather gasket that ensures that the weather can't get in and interfere with your stuff. Now the cover itself weighs about 100 pounds. This weight of course lends to its quality, so this is something that you're going to have to factor into your truck's payload. The third awesome thing about this is that it's built to last. All of this stuff is made in America, limited lifetime warranty, it's built to suit. So if you want something, they're gonna make it, it's gonna be fresh off the press. So the fourth aspect is that it is weather resistant. I wouldn't say it's necessarily waterproof, but you're probably not gonna submerge your truck in water. If you did, you probably have much bigger issues than worrying about the stuff in your truck bed. It has a premium Line-X powder coating job, which is UV resistant, very tough, abrasion resistant. Now I did make the mistake, I confess, of loading a quad onto the top of it, and I had put the quad ramps on without the quad mounting hardware, which is sold separately. Now you can do it without it, you don't necessarily need it, but it's recommended that you do it with their hardware, because not only is it going to be safer, but it's going to minimize any damage and scraping that you might get on the tonneau cover. So silly me, I was so eager to try to put a quad on this thing and test it out that I ended up having a 500-pound quad rubbing the ramps on the back of the truck, which eventually scraped off a bit of that powder coating, but not any major damage, nothing that I probably can't fix. Number 5 is that there's no drilling required. It's 4 clamps. The installation is fairly straightforward. The first time you install it, it might take a couple hours just because you want to get everything all straight and just getting familiar with the process. But after that, 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off. Number 7 is that it does allow for bed organization. So there is front and rear access. There actually are different covers that Diamondback offers. Some of them open on the side. Those ones, however, are not rated to the same strength as this HD cover, which means heavy duty. There are other covers which are lighter duty, which can hold up to 400 pounds, and they open in different ways. And a lot of people, that will meet your needs. But personally, I would opt for the HD cover if you're going to go for one of these, especially if you're of the survivalist or prepper mindset. Now both of the panels come with gas springs, so this is going to make opening it a cinch. Basically, you turn the lock and it's going to pop itself up and it's going to support itself. These are very easy to install, it takes about 2 minutes. And you can just simply remove those and then fold it all the way back 180 degrees to give you full access to half of your box space. Now there's a lot of different accessories that Diamondback sells. So they do sell a variety of different cab guards. I think they might even sell some light bars. Of course, they have quad rails and ramps. There's different bed organizers that they have. There's a bed slide system, so getting to those tools in the back might be a bit more difficult with this tonneau cover. So if you wanted, you can go over and above and get the bed slide. Of course, that's going to limit the amount of cubic space that you have to use, but that could be very convenient depending on the nature of the work that you might do. You can get side holders, you can get gun mounts, you can get bed extenders, you can get a fully mounted removable box, as you can see here, which is just perfect, and it's customized to the vehicle. Number 10 is that it just looks badass, but it's very inconspicuous at the same time. So it's not until you maybe are within 5 to 6 feet that are you really going to notice that what it is. A lot of people would just at first glance think it's another tonneau cover, at least in the town I'm in, because everybody has a truck and everybody has a tonneau cover, and from a distance it just looks like a dark tonneau cover. It's not until you get maybe within 5 to 10 feet of it that you realize, wow, that looks pretty damn cool and pretty badass at the same time. Number 11 is the ability, of course, to carry an ATV or a quad, which means that you don't have to bring a trailer, which is going to limit your maneuverability and mobility. Now, yes, there's some dangers to mounting a quad, and you're going to be restricted in terms of how you're able to drive if you have a quad. You know, it's going to be pretty top heavy, but I've driven this thing down the highway, as you can see here. I've taken it on the back roads, I've taken it through off-road terrain. As long as you have it tied in there really good, which is easy to do seeing as there's so many latch points for you to tie it down on, you're not going to have a problem mounting this thing on your truck. Now, obviously, if you have two quads on there, you're going to want to be a bit careful, but even with that, they have a whole designated system for that to ensure that those quads stay on there. I haven't tried it, and I probably honestly will never haul two quads on it, but I should never say never, because at some point I may. And one of the things that I like about this is that this concept is open for, you know, modifications in terms of your creativity. Now, obviously this might void the warranty if you were to make any significant modifications, but I mean, you know, as preppers and survivalists, we like to use our imagination, so I imagine there's a lot of different things that you could do with this tonneau cover. You know, I mean, even if you wanted, if you couldn't find any ground per se and you had all your gear stored in there, you could put your tent right on top of it. And, you know, same thing that you would be able to do with your truck bed, only this way you'd be a little bit higher up, so there's a little bit more security against some of the elements, and you'd still have storage space for all your stuff. So I think that this cover is just awesome. Now, the only con is the cost, but with a major vehicle upgrade like this, you're looking to spend a couple $1,000s realistically. This HD tonneau cover was $1,800. I think it's worth every penny. I told the owner of the company, I said, look, if you don't want to work with me on some sort of sponsorship for building this truck, I'm gonna have to buy one anyways, because I was dead set on getting it after I seen the specs, what it's capable of, and when I learned that the owner was of the preparedness mindset, I was like, okay, well, I gotta have one, you know. And so he negotiated to send me one of these things out, and I'm being totally transparent here with you guys because I don't solicit bullshit on this channel. Pardon my language, but I want people to know that this product, if you do get a truck, that this is going to make your truck far more advanced and capable than most of the run-of-the-mill trucks on the road who waste so much money on lift kits and fancy grill guards and all the rest. You don't need all that. What you need is function over fashion. Indeed, there's a certain function to things like a lift. I may put a 1-inch lift on it, but I'm not going to get all stupid with that. I might change the bumper. That's one of the things on the agenda. I would like to get some kind of grill guard because that is another very functional feature, but all of this stuff adds weight. Anyways, I'm going to talk about all that in a future video, and you're going to see a lot more of the Diamondback cover because I believe that once again it's an American company, it's a North American company I should say. You can tell that they take a lot of pride in their work. If you want to see more reviews, there's reviews done by Diamondback themselves, and of course there's many reviews done by Dirt Tracks TV, which is another YouTube channel that I'll post a link to in the description. If you have any questions about the Diamondback cover, feel free to ask. I say once again, if you are a prepper or survivalist, I would hope that your next vehicle purchase would be a truck, and I would hope that the Diamondback HD cover for your own benefit is something that you would consider. Thanks for watching. Canadian Prepper out.
Check out the Canadian Preppers Network blog, an excellent resource for survivalists and preppers.